Today I'm going to demo the landscaping. I did a charcoal sketch first. This step for beginner, you can use a chopstick to do a quick sketch first, just roughly. Then use your hand to powder off the charcoals a little bit. Okay, but if you're already familiar with the landscape painting, you don't have to do this. You can skip this stage. Then I'm going to start to paint it. I use the wolf hair brushes, and I wet my brush and get rid of some of the water on my brush, and then I dip the ink only on the tips to start doing the rocks first. So I'm started from the bottom up. Okay. So you hold your brush horizontally, and you're doing these broken lines or outlined. Okay, the rocks. You can twist your brushes. Okay, then you can add a little bit shadows, textures to your rocks. As you can see that I drag my brush to add some textures of the rocks. Okay. And I leave the top, it's more white. You can add some line textures for the rocks. Right, this is the front of the rocks we just did. Okay, then I'm going to do this other rocks. So if your brush was dry out, use all the ink and water, go back and just dip a little bit ink and dip a little bit water and the ink. Okay, and then remember you want to keep your brush as the dry brushes. These are the rocks was kind of a little bit the side view, so we kind of doing the side textures. Yeah. So another rocks here. The water was coming off from here into here, right? So the line is very important. Okay, you want to have some broken line, but again, you don't want to have too many. Okay, so this line is very how you the line, the brush stroke is very important for the Asians brush work. Okay. And use the side brushes. I'm doing the outline at the same time. I'm adding some of the dry textures of for the rocks and the shadows of the rocks. So you continue use your dry brush until it warm up. Then you need to go back and add some more. More ink, a little bit more waters, right? The beauty of the landscaping, you are kind of like to paint your own paradise. So you can make out that you can add more rocks or delete some rocks. You don't have to do exactly what you see on the pictures, right? You can adjust what to do whatever you want, right? Okay, here's have a group of the rocks here and continue to build the rocks here. And keeping in mind the further down that should be the little bit lighter. Okay. So if you have some worn up the brush will be the best to doing the landscaping, because you see how I drag in my brush. Okay, I'm adding some more. So if you want to do something horizontal, cliff, then you in the shadow part you can use the side brushes to do the textures. Now I'm keep adding I'm adding some the left side. The nice the photo I selected because I get these S shapes make the painting more interesting. So here's have some the further down the rocks on the other side. Then have some more here the small rocks. Here there. Alright. There's many rocks here in between. Okay, so now okay, I'm going to add the trees. Okay, these are the trees. So when you do the tree leaves, you use make your brush flat and tabbing this is the generic trees, so we just tapping the, could be any kind of trees. Okay. Let me get the tissue paper. So I'm just adding the leaf to the trees. As you can see, my color from dark to the light. Okay, so after your brush warm up, then you go back to dip some more colors or water or the ink. Okay. Using all the ink on my brushes. Okay, this is it for now. Okay, so this is pretty much we finish the first draft of the rocks outline and the textures, dry textures. Now I'm going to do some washes. Okay, so the key is you have to look at the whole pictures. Don't just do one rocks and try finish one and build the next one. You want to see the overall the paintings. All right, so that's what I have right now. So I'm going to go back from the ground. When I finish up the top, the ground is almost dry, so I can start adding more shadows or textures to enhance my paintings. Okay, so I think I need to have more shadows. I start adding the more ink, okay, in between, and drag it, get some dry, even more dry textures for the rocks. Right. You can, if you're not sure, you can dilute your ink to do this. Okay, if you have trouble control the waters. So again, you don't want to carry too much waters. Use the paper towel to help you. So I'm adding the washes. Okay. In between, a little bit darker, so the rocks get a more three-dimensional look. As you can see now, I'm adding the shadows, gray washes. Okay. I'm going to do this waterfall now. The waterfall, you use the light gray color and the dry brushes and the flat dry brushes. So I'm just going to indicate a few of the waterfall lines here. Alright, so here's some waters. Okay. Now I'm still using my dry brushes to do the because of this waterfall kind of very fast go down, so I use my dry brush tappings to make it flowing down the waters. So this depends the how the water float. Okay. Right now I'm doing kind of angle to this spot because this water is kind of go over to down to these directions. And usually the water on the two sides you will have some kind of water mist, so you need to do a little bit washes. Alright, I'm going to add some flower washes for the water above here. Yes, they have some more. So from in goes out. If I'm doing the further down the mountains, I use my brush. Have a little bit more waters. I can doing like this. So we leave the space in between. Okay, so that leading your imagination. If this is a continuous further down, right? This is the okay, just to give you some basic ideas of about doing landscaping. Then after we can go back to fix if you think any place needed to do more, reinforce a little bit more, and can do that. Okay, if I think if here is too empty, I'm going to add another trees. Okay, so this is a basic landscapings. Okay, I then I will go back. If I think I need to add more leaves, I go back to touch up. Alright. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to add some happy dots in between the rocks. Okay, so that from here. So again, you just like you treat it as you're doing the trees. Okay, those happy dots represent some of the bushes or some kind of small plants grow on the rocks. Right? It's very important. Sometimes it depends. The rocks. You need to put more, some put less. It depends. Okay. But this is important to add some happy dots. Right. So I'm kind of just dabbing, especially in the shadow areas. Okay, that's where because it's more have shadows and more moist. They grow the little plants there, right? And also it also can cover some of the line drawings, so you won't see everything's it's all framed in outlined. And the further down, further up, those happy lines should be a little bit lighter, right? So let's see here. Let's just add some, a little. So you have some like the planes hanging there, okay? To fill some empty space.